So, Diane, when did stuff start happening?
2 years after we opened, we expanded.
Okay.
When we expanded, things got worse.
What's happening?
We're hearing disembodied voices. We're feeling watched all the time. Objects are being thrown. We see shadow figures. People are being physically touched, and everyone's been having terrible mood swings. It's been really affecting my husband the most.
Any reason why?
He's had struggles in the past with mental illness. He was just diagnosed bipolar.
Okay.
And I feel like whatever's here amplified all of his symptoms and made his anxiety and depression way more intense. I'm very worried about him.
How's your husband feel about this whole paranormal thing?
He doesn't put much stock into it.
You think he'd talk to me?
I think you could try.
What are you hoping we can do for you?
I'd really like to know what's here, and I'd really like to know how to get rid of it. It just is really depressing to not feel welcome in something that you put so much passion and love into.
So, Diane, why do you think this stuff is actually happening?
I think it wants us out of the space, and I think that it's not afraid to hurt someone to get us out.
The dead dude, he's just like crying and freaking out. And he's like, just go, just get out before it's too late.
I think that people would hear a man crying.
He made himself real tiny, like into a ball. So I think they might see like little black balls. I'm hearing something about some kind of sacrifice going on. He feels like his life was taken as a sacrifice.
Is that something that might happen to the living here?
Yes.
Okay, so, Diane, why are we over here? What's going on?
I hear a lot of banging, a lot of knocking, strange noises that don't really have any cause.
Where are you hearing it exactly?
It seems like in the walls and the ceiling.
It's an old building, though, right?
Right.
Could it be the plumbing?
These walls are really thick. They're concrete, and the plumbing has a distinct sound. When we hear the noises, it's different.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. In the last few months, we've had a lot of artists with physical illnesses. People have to take weeks off at a time to recover. We are definitely missing business because of it.
So now, is any of this sickness stuff affecting you?
Physically, I don't really get sick, but the anxiety is really getting to me. So I usually leave because I feel too anxious and just like I'm being watched, like something's close to me and I don't like it.
All right, so anything else?
I see, and a couple other artists have seen black figures out of the corner of our eyes.
Okay.
I've also seen black, like blobs, kind of. It scares me. Progressively, it has gotten more and more menacing feeling, and the anxiety kicks in, and it just off the charts scared.
I'm seeing a couple of dead guys up there. And there's yelling, there's like screaming. I think that the living would possibly see them. They would hear them yelling. I feel very sick and panic, very panicky. I felt like somebody was coming at me, like a male, I think, was coming at me real fast. They're like throwing people down the stairs. So the living would feel panic, like panic-stricken.
When we expanded into this space is when things got a little crazy.
So what's going on?
A dark shadow came out from behind me, and when I started to walk towards the staircase, it followed me.
Did it feel like you were about to get mugged? I mean, how'd it feel?
It felt menacing, and it was just an instinctual get out.
All right, so what else?
We've had clients complain while they're getting tattooed that someone touched them or someone's standing behind them, and there's no one there.
You realize how lucky you are no one's gotten hurt yet?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, we took the time to build this up, and it means the world to us, and it's really upsetting.
All right, okay.
I'm seeing an older man.
50s, 60s. I think he's kind of crazy. He says he doesn't really belong here, that he was brought here. But now, since he's here, he feels like he owns it. This is his.
Does he have any interaction with the living?
Well, I think they hear his fits when he's like stomping around and hitting things. He beats on the walls, he beats on the floors, he stomps around, he yells. I think the living would experience all of these things, which also means that he could potentially become physical with living people. And he's like, get out of here, get out of here, get out now.
So, Shannon, I understand that you and Diane are business partners.
Yeah.
She described some of the stuff that's going on here, and she thinks it's pretty dangerous. I mean, you agree with her?
I agree. It's escalating, and it concerns me.
Can I assume you've had experiences?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's talk about some of them.
One of the first things that I clearly remember is seeing an apparition upstairs on the second floor.
What'd you see?
I saw a man walking into a room, black dress shoes and gray dress pants.
Are you sure it wasn't one of the other artists that were here?
Yeah, I'm sure. I checked. There was nobody there.
So what else?
Well, just last week, I was tattooing someone, and my sweatshirt got pulled from behind.
That could be really dangerous with you holding a needle to someone's skin.
Yeah.
So is there anybody else in the shop that could have done it?
No. Nobody would ever physically touch you.
When I was talking to Diane, she was telling me about personality changes with personnel and mostly with Josh. Have you noticed it?
Yes. When I agreed to be business partners with him, probably about 5 years ago now, he was not what he turned into.
Okay, so what kind of changes have you seen in Josh?
It's a lot of stuff. More depression, but he would have these episodes where he would be irrational and angry, and you try talking to him about them later, and he has no recollection of these events.
So we've seen this in other cases where whatever's in the home or the business is influencing whoever's there. Do you think that's what's going on with Josh, or you think he's just being an
I believe it's influencing him.
Okay. So with all the stuff that's going on here, did you ever think about just calling it quits and packing it up and leaving?
There have definitely been times when I've wanted to leave here.
Okay.
It's hard. It really is. This is my home away from home. We worked really hard to get here, and I'd be really devastated to have to leave.
Okay. All right.
There is evil here, and it comes up from the ground. There's 3 evil entities. I think they're demons, and they call this place the Devil's Triangle. Someone sold their soul, and now they are coming to collect.